Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz with Armen and Levack every Tuesday at 5:15. Schwartz, I know you're disappointed that Levack's out today. You guys don't get to do your intense Game of Thrones chatter anymore. I know that's going to break your heart.
It does break my heart. It breaks my heart that Game of Thrones is not on right now. However, though, Ballers, you watch Ballers?
I do not, but I've been word on the street is that that's a legit program.
Yeah, it's really good. And I think it's good because it's not a life that a lot of us live. Like we were talking about it in the gym this morning. You know, like none of us live that life. They portray like the flashy style of life. But there's there's a retired guy on the show, like a retired offensive lineman who's trying to find like what he wants to do when he retires. I mean, that seems to be pretty real. So it's very interesting. I mean, I think I enjoy it. It's enjoyable. I just wish the show was an hour long.
Yeah, well, hey, you got your summer flick then that you're jamming on. Good for you.
Yeah, before camp. Then when camp starts, no more TV.
That's right. You make sure you're DVRing those bad boys. Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman with Armen and Levack. Schwartz, well, how do you react when you hear Justin Tuck is the player that we're hearing from in regards to JPP? It's the former Giant, the current Raider that's informing us of JPP's situation that's been in contact with JPP. Does that rub you the wrong way at all? The JPP reportedly that we know of hasn't talked to any Giants players, but he's talking to a current Raider.
I don't know if that's exactly true. He doesn't have any Giants players. Just none of the players that are very vocal in the media, I don't think he's talked to. And I don't really know which Giants players that. I mean, it's Steve Weatherford, maybe me, or Rashad. And I don't really know who else is super vocal. You know, Justin Tuck does a lot of work, in the media area. So, you know, he's probably talked to him and he's spreading his message. I don't know if he's not talked to any Giants. I mean, it's all rumors right now. We don't even know what happened to JPP. So, I mean, it's hard to speculate to say he's not talked to any Giants.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know, that's the case. So it's not weird to you at all for us to find out through the media that Justin Tuck is the messenger and not any other Giants player.
I don't think it bothers me. I think nowadays, with so much player movement, you know, you make friends everywhere you go, and maybe he has a special bond with Justin Tuck, and that doesn't change because now Tuck's a Raider. So you know, that might be his best friend, and he's talking to him and confiding in him, and he doesn't maybe want to talk to anyone from the Giants because he's not under contract. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with Justin Tuck, you know, being the voice of JPP right now. Plus, too, you know, Tuck's very well respected in the Giants organization. It's not like it's someone who's not respected.
Yeah. Who's the leader of the defense? Who's the guy that we do expect, like Justin Tuck when he was here, to come out and go?
John Beeson.
Okay. And he's been there a year and a half. Is that weird?
No. I played with John in Carolina, and obviously I was there last year with him. And, you know, we both didn't play very much, but you know, he's a great vocal leader. And even though he was hurt, I was hurt. I mean, you know, we still worked hard. That doesn't change whether you're hurt or not. He's a guy a lot of players look up to. Is now his 9th year, I think. So he's been around the league a while, and he's made a difference when he's been in there. And guys look up to him, and they play hard. He's a vocal leader on that defense. He's a middle linebacker too. So typically, that's a position where you want a guy who can lead vocally and by example too.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman with Armen and Levack. And Geoff, look, man, at this point, you know, we're friends. I can you know, express things to you that I wouldn't express to other people. And you know, here in the summer, it's the dead of the summer, not a lot of sports going on. You know, this allows me to look really deep into this. And my media brain goes, that's crappy that JPP didn't allow Ronnie Barnes to come see him. Barnes has been in the organization forever. And that's weird that, you know, Beeson 2 days ago talked on the radio and said that JPP hasn't gotten back to him yet. I just think the way he's handled the situation is really crappy. And maybe I'm going, in your opinion, am I going too far and looking too much into this, or is it fair to assess it that way?
So. I mean, I think the Giants organization is exceptional in the way that they treat their players and the way they provide us with kind of whatever we need. And some of that is great medical personnel, and we have a great hospital that we work with in New York, and so those are options we get. And you know, JPP is not under contract, so he doesn't have to have the Giants staff look at him, and that's his right. Would I have done something different? Probably, but I can't really fault him, I guess, for not taking the opinion of a of a team that he's not currently signed with.
Jim Fossil told me last week that, you know, if he was a member of the Giants staff, you know, they would have some kind of conversation with at least the agent and say, look, we've paid your guy $5 million over the first 4 or 5 years of his NFL career. You guys owe it to us, whether he's under contract or not, to talk to us. You know, you just said you would handle it differently. Would you more handle it to that fashion of what Jim Fossil suggests?
Well, I don't know if owing it is a good word because it's a business. I mean, we know we owe really, you know, we owe both sides. We don't owe anything to each other. It's a business. It's you know, everyone has contracts. I don't know if he owes it to the Giants. And then again, I don't know how my agent would handle it. You know, in this type of situation, you know, if I was in a situation, I would really be referring to my agency to help me through it. I mean, they're the professionals in the situation. So if my agent told me, hey, can't talk to the team, then I'm not talking to the team. I mean, that's his job to know what to do in these situations. And I trust my agent. So a lot of this might be coming from his agent. It might not be JPP who doesn't want to talk to the Giants. His agent or his advisors, you know, whoever his advisors are, telling him that it's best to handle this on your own and then come back when you're ready.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman with Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team, every Tuesday at 5:15. Schwartzy joins us. And how concerned are you? You know, I thought it was interesting that Justin Tuck says that JPP's in good spirits. He's going to bounce back. He's really positive. How concerned are you as a teammate that it's hard to be in good spirits right now when you blew your freaking finger off, man? Like, how much concern do you have towards JPP?
Oh, I definitely think it's going to be tough for him. I think he's probably in good spirits as he can be. I mean, I know I'd be devastated, maybe a little depressed if it happened to me. I mean, I've had injuries before. I've been depressed. I was in Minnesota, pretty depressed after getting injured again, and went through some tough times. And it's tough to keep like mentally telling yourself it's going to be okay, but you have to do it because otherwise, rehab is tough and it's not going to go as you want it to go. So it's not surprising to hear that at least he's saying he's in good spirits. Whether he is or not, I don't know. But I remember, when I was feeling depressed, I said the same thing too. So you just have to kind of convince yourself over time it's going to be okay. Even this last year, it's tough with injuries and things don't look good sometimes. You just keep telling yourself it's going to be good. Just keep working hard and work your way through it. And that's how I did last year too.
What's the one factor that keeps you doing that? What's the one factor that keeps you from, going over the edge in depression, and that keeps you sane when you're injured and not on the field?
Well, there's a couple. I mean, one obviously is my family. I mean, that really helps. My wife's supportive, and obviously my son and being with them is helpful. And just that I love playing, and I don't want to be a guy that just ends up being injured and that's the end of me. And so that was kind of my motivation. I love Sundays, and I love preparing. I'm working out now, in Arizona, and I love doing it. So that's kind of my motivation. And just so you want to provide for your family. So kind of family and just the love of playing on Sundays and training for the season is why I work hard at my rehab. And it's tough, man. I mean, to be injured for basically, in the last year, to be rehabbing for about 9 or 10 months of that year, it's a mental grind.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman with Armen and Levack. Geoff, former offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride said that the biggest concern of this Giants offense is the offensive line. Would you agree with that?
We have to play well. I mean, that's what that means. I mean, I think that most teams would say their biggest concern is offensive line because your offense goes as your offensive line does. And we have 5, new guys in new positions. We have a rookie and Pugh's in a new position. Or Weston, obviously, at center. I'm coming back from an injury. Marshall Newhouse. I mean, we have 5 new guys. I'm not surprised that people would worry about us. I think we had a good 5 weeks in OTAs and minicamp, and hopefully we can pick up where we left off. I know for a fact we will not start as slow as we did last season. I mean, we're way ahead with our offense, and I think we feel comfortable with the positions, up front at the positions we're at. And I know we're looking forward to getting back after it.
Geoff, the most glaring weakness, if that's what you want to call it, on the offensive line, I'll put it this way. The most glaring difference on the Giants offensive line as opposed to every other team in your division would be the rookie at left tackle. Hey, you said you guys are going to get off to a faster start. Does that not slow you down having a rookie at left tackle?
But that's definitely fair. If you look at the left tackles in our division. I mean, I believe they're almost all pro type players or Pro Bowl level players. So, we have Eric Flowers as a rookie, and he's got a lot of talent, and we need to bring him along. I mean, that's our job as offensive linemen, as his teammates, his brothers, our coaching staff, same way, to get him ready to play week one, whatever that takes. I don't know if it's going to slow us down. That's tough to say until we get out there. We could put pads on and he could be ready to go. I don't know until we get back out there, but that's fair to say. I mean, the other left tackles in our division have been proven to be all pro type players.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman. Training camp's coming up, man. You're like a week away. What preparations getting ready for training camp? What are you making sure that you're all good?
Man, the older you get in this league, the less you worry about training camp. Not much. I mean, I used to get to the city I was in a week beforehand and just do nothing, and I'm working out till Friday. I'll fly back to Charlotte for a couple of days. I go to Jersey 2 days before camp, and it's just training camp. I mean, you got to do it. We need it. I needed training camp. Just kind of necessary evil. And that it's a great feeling when you make it through training camp. You put in the work and you're ready for week one, and you just deal with it. I mean, when you're younger, you're nervous about it, but I mean, I'm not really nervous about it. I'm just looking forward to kind of getting back out there, proving everyone that I'm healthy and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, with the injury last year, how much do you have to prove?
A lot. You signed a big contract, and I came in last year. I was playing, left guard. I hadn't done that. I don't think I had the best preseason in the world, but I think I was kind of improving. And they bring you in to help solidify the offensive line, and you get hurt, and you can't do that. I thought I played well in the 5 quarters that I didn't get to play last year, but that's last year, and now I'm back at the position I want to play, what I'm best at, and I have to perform. I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. If I don't perform this year, then I'm probably out of here. So I know that it's a big year for me. I need to, just personally, I want to honor that contract. I want to help us win. I want to make us a better football team.
Good stuff. Look at us making good radio when there's really not a lot of Giants news. Are we good or what?
I know. There is no Giants news. I know.
I feel like we're really talented.
What?
I feel like we're really talented. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, we do. We do a good job making up Giants news on off days. I did see they saw some headline about Eli getting an extension soon. That'd be great.
Yeah, that they're closer to that. But you told me that's not really that either way. You guys play the same way, though. Is that? I mean, you say that'd be great. Is that a big deal if they get that done?
I mean, I wouldn't change the way I played. I think it'd be great for Eli. I mean, it's great to know that he'll be here. I mean, honestly, until I saw that headline, I hadn't even thought that he would be a free agent after the season. I mean, it doesn't change the way I play. I don't think it changes the way any of us play. It won't change the way Eli plays.
Is there any doubt that, in your mind, that he's not going to be a Giant long term?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, you also can never say never. I mean, but you look at some great quarterbacks have been on different teams to end their careers, but I just don't see it happening with Eli. I think he'll remain a Giant until he's done playing.
Hey, you were tweeting about the Open yesterday. Were you like me and the rest of America cheering for that freaking 21-year-old Jordan Spieth who had all that pressure on him?
I was just cheering for good golf. I mean, I'm not a Spieth fan. I think it would have been cool to see him, get that Grand Slam of majors. But he still played well. I mean, he lost by 1 stroke. But I tell you what, though, the playoff was like less exciting without Spieth in it.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, like, wow, this would be great if he was in it. And when he was not in it, I went to get lunch. I didn't watch the playoff. I saw Zach Johnson get a birdie in the first hole, and I figured he'd win it, so I just left and got lunch. But if Spieth was in, I probably would have watched the whole thing.
Yeah, same here,
man. I think he has that draw that Tiger used to have. He's getting there.
Yeah, the golf.
People want to tune in every week because you never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, the sport of golf has that opening, that void.
He's not like flashy like Tiger was. That makes sense. Like, Tiger hits some amazing, like, all-time shots. I think Spieth is just very consistent. And he makes big putts. And he's a good player. It's fun to watch.
Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman. I saw on Giants.com, man, you have your slow-cooked bison ribs now, the video on there.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds delicious just saying those words, dude. I feel like I'm talking dirty.
Yeah, they have out here at Whole Foods, they always seem to have bison ribs, so I always try to snag them up. They're pretty cheap, and I don't really have any other way to make them. I don't have a slow cooker out here, crock pot. I don't have a grill or smoker, so I make do in the oven. I marinate them with coconut milk and soy sauce, little seasonings, and I put them in the oven for about 225, 3 or 4 hours, and they end up being like short ribs. They get real tender, and they kind of shrink up on the bone, and it's pretty delicious. It's a pretty hearty meal.
Geoff Schwartz on YouTube. Check him out, youtube.com/Geoff Schwartz. All of his cooking preparations. Quite the cook, Geoff Schwartz is. At Geoff Schwartz, Twitter, Instagram. He's on Facebook as well. And coming in 2068, GeoffSchwartz.com.
You moved it up a couple years. It was 2087 last week.
I got excited. I feel like you have a little momentum towards the website.
It is. It's getting close, though.
Good.
I just okayed what to put on the website, so again, hopefully one day it'll be up.
That's great. That only took 2 years. I'm glad it's getting closer to GeoffSchwartz.com.
Yeah.
That's great. Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman. Dude, I enjoyed it, man. We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, man. Take care.